Hello. Happy New Year's. Happy Brewery Year's. Bringing you a mildly brewery deck. This is Sam Black's take on Enchantress. You can read all about this deck on a primer Sam made pretty recently. We have a lot of Enchantress usual suspects, but we have Gaea's Blessing, we have Seal of Fire, and we have Words of War. And we have Swords of Plowshares main. Swords of Plowshares has been creeping back into the main deck of Enchantress in sort of the typical prison builds. This is kind of like a control build. It's trying to cast Gaea's Blessing to recycle your good stuff and keep on top of the game by drawing cards. So there's sort of two things the sort of main thing that the Enchantress deck does is it establishes this card draw engine, and then it with the Enchantresses, and then it starts putting lock pieces on the table. So these have a large range. You'll have the Opalescence Parallax Wave combo. You'll have the Solitary Confinement stuff. You'll have Elephant Grass kind of stuff to buy you time. And so, yeah, there's basically all these different enchantments that, you just sort of stack up, and then lock your opponent out. And then how you kill them basically doesn't matter. This deck basically just draws cards to continually 1-for-1 your opponent until they have nothing, and is, just using Gaea's Blessing and sort of a few Gaea's Blessing, and like you get into a point where you're like looping through your deck. And so you're just like blessing your plowshares and your Seal of Fire and whatever back into the deck. Or maybe you don't bless your Seal of Fire, you just bless your Replenish, which then picks up all your seals of fire. So it's kind of sweet. We're light on win cons. We have like Words of War and Replenish are our two win cons. Gaea's Blessing is, of course, its own win con. Perhaps the most honorable win con in the game. I should talk about Mirri's Guile. I hate this card. But then I started playing it. I started playing it actually in a non-Enchantress deck, another Sam Black deck. And I was pretty impressed. You play Mirri's Guile, you play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 15 ways to shuffle your deck. And that basically means you sort of get this pseudo ponder or, portent shuffle effect every single upkeep, which can be powerful. The limitation of Mirri's Guile still being -1 card, you really do feel it. Like you kind of get into you still get like Brainstorm locked in weird ways where you're just kind of like, okay, I'm still only going to draw 1 card this turn. And I need 2 cards to get out of this situation. I either need to place for a counterspell, or 2 of the cards on top of your library have like a synergy. And so you pass the turn without doing anything. So if, Mirri's Guile was more active of a card, that could immediately impact the board, immediately exchange for value, then it might be better in those situations. However, you get incremental value every single turn you don't draw a blank. So, maybe you'll see a little bit of that. The other 1-drop green enchantments that you could play are just Exploration and Elephant Grass. And so those cards are also kind of have this air quality to them anyways. So Mirri's Guile as card selection is pretty good. And it's important to have 1-drop green enchantments because, sometimes you'll have Serra Sanctum in your opening hand. You'll want it to produce white mana as soon as turn 2. So, if there's any deck to be running an enchantment that quote unquote does nothing, then Enchantress is obviously the one to do it because the rest of the time it's going to draw a card. But yeah, a card I used to think was just stone unplayable. And I've been pretty impressed when I've seen it on the battlefield. And then I had a discussion with Sam, and one of the funniest things is his favorite thing about the card is that nobody wants to disenchant this. So it's kind of like a weird threat that's it's just at the power threshold where it's doing something, but nobody's going to they're going to save their removal for the next thing. So you kind of, will always safely have this in play, and then your opponent is going to be buried under incremental, value from you just having a slightly more powerful draw step than them. Words of War is a funny thing. It's actually kind of optional. You can easily kill your opponent with Seal of Fire Replenish loops, or obviously just blessing until they get decked. But it's nice to have a card that you can cast and then your opponent is dead after they cast it. Forcing them to concede is always something that's pretty relevant. This deck can go to time. We're playing 4 Seal Cleansings. This is, if you look at how green this deck is, kind of crazy, but you need something to do with your Sanctum mana. And of course, this is, it's a 1-for-1 against opponents where that's relevant. So pretty solid stuff. Karmic Justice to stop your entire board from getting wiped. Karmic Justice is like the most questionable card in the main deck, but it kind of, can help you against Oathbonds and other stuff. Sideboard is really cool. You've got your Replenish for, decks that are going to put enchantments into your graveyard with removal or counter spells. You have Warmth and Cop Red because, of course, Burn is a deck that exists. You could consider the second Solitary Confinement or stuff like that. You have Pyroblast, of course. Firestorm is a spicy one for go wide decks. Hidden Gibbons, extremely exciting one. It's a way to combat blue decks, sort of take the initiative on them. Sam's playing this card against Xantid Swarm. Instead of Xantid Swarm. It just kind of gives this deck a little bit of like different angle or texture. Like if you play Hidden Gibbons on turn 1, your opponent's kind of handcuffed. Like they can't, cast their cantrips. They can't counter your spells without facing down a 4/4. And a lot of blue decks don't have tools, and especially in the post sideboard game against Enchantress, is like, even if they're a blue-white deck with Swords of Plowshares, they're just not going to be, prepared for a 4/4 on the battlefield. And so the best thing they can do is like double block with Mistress Factories, double block with Manlands, which obviously you can influence with your Seal of Fire, Swords of Plowshare stuff, or die in 5 turns. Crypt is necessary because Enchantress typically struggles really hard with Replenish. I will say that we tested this deck against Replenish a lot. And between the fact that you could sort of negate intuitions by casting Gaia's Blessing, or like if your opponent's like spinning Attunement and they haven't quite got to their Replenish, you can like sort of Gaia's Blessing their stuff away, the stuff that matters. Getting Tide comboed is rough for sure, and you don't have a ton of interaction for that, but you do have Seal of Cleansing to stop their Seal of Cleansing. And then they also can't run out Naked Opalescence a lot of the time, because sometimes they'll just like give you like 8 power, and then you'll be like, okay, well, I'll attack. And then post sideboard, if you're cutting off Tormod's Crypt, then you can just use Seal of Cleansing to control the battlefield. They don't interact with Argothian Enchantress at all. So if you have one in play, you can sort of play a reasonable, impression of a controlling game plan. Salva's Web is for Oathbonza. This deck used to play 4, now it plays 2. There's less Oathbonza around, and also you're kind of decent against them anyways. And then Cursed Totem kind of helps you with a little bit of replenish value. I don't typically advocate for having Cursed Totem as your way to fight replenish, but in this deck, when the Opal Wave combo basically threatens to, remove all of your enchantments that have turned into creatures, so long as you don't have Sterling Grove in play, you kind of want a way to stop them from activating so that you can, just Seal of Cleansing their Opalescence, and then, nothing they do matters from that point. And so, yeah, kind of a nifty deck. I don't know. It's like solid. Nothing here is like blowing anybody's minds, but it's kind of just like, it just has like sort of simple, subtle differences that make it play in a way that maybe suits Sam's play style, maybe is, conceivably better than Green White Enchantress. If I'm being honest, it's really hard to think about what the differences are. Like, I think that having 8 1-mana interaction definitely feels relevant in decks where you're getting pressured early. You're kind of giving up a little bit of explosiveness because we're not playing enchant lands, we're not playing Wild Growth, because for fear of getting Ponza'd. So you're playing less enchantment density, which does make it so that you're getting through your deck at a slightly slower rate once you establish enchantresses. Or if you have like 1 in play, it's a lot better to be able to cycle through with lots of enchantments. You're going to run into more lands, but in a world where your lands are under attack, maybe it's sort of okay to just have more lands, so that if you get tided and you get put to 0 lands, like you're more likely to draw out of that situation by holding back some lands and then being able to naturally draw more lands off the top of your deck. That element is speculative, and hopefully we'll see how things shake out during the games, but kind of fun stuff, and would love to hear or just kind of want to explore this. And also, I was gonna play some more spicy brews, and yeah, I was working on some of this stuff, and nothing really came together that was feeling like a deck. So I was, time was running out to get registered up for leagues, get my games in time. So decided to go with a little bit of a net deck, a little bit of not super spicy brew, not a Thai food 10 out of 10, but rather just, maybe some pink peppercorn spicy. But yeah, Sam Black's Enchantress, and let's jump into some games. All right. Enchantress time, baby. We have an Enchantress in our opening hand, so we're keeping it. All right, our opponent has started off with Ravenous Rats. It's an interesting one. I sort of don't need this Sterling Grove. Ritz Grove is my only white source, so I kind of know what I'll probably just discard land to forest. Because I just won't cast this Sterling Grove on turn 2. I'm going to cast Gaea's Blessing. I like this sequence here. You get a little information with the forest. I think I should have thrown them off by discarding Gaea's Blessing, and then they are going to name Oath of Druids. I should have thought about that. That would have been a really sick line to think about. Just be like, okay, they're going to therapy me, so what card do I discard to make therapy look super bad? Now I'm glad I didn't discard the Sterling Grove, though, because now they're going to flashback naming Presence, and then I'll have Grove to get the next Presence, and then obviously enchantments never die against Ravenous Rats decks. Wall of Roots. I like it. I probably would have just named Survival of the Fittest. That's Survival of the Fittest or Oath of Druids, right? But this Gemstone Mine means they maybe have an answer to things. Ooh, no flashback. They fear nothing. Interesting. I see no reason not to fetch a Plains. I actually obviously you actually just chill on that therapy because you get a little bit more information the second time you cast it. Oh, my opponent's one lander with Gemstone Mine. Ritual is their only stuff. But I don't think they saw this part coming. They get their second land drop. Yeah, they mulligan this hand, that's right. I was like, they're pretty low on resources here. All right, they need the Duress or Therapy this turn. Therapy is obviously sick. They can strip my entire hand. But I have a feeling I'd be able to top deck out of it, just given the nature of my deck. Yeah, let's see if they're splashing enchantment removal. They are. Okay, so this is the 5C. This is some sort of 5C situation. Oh, slow day at the office. Wonder if I should Sterling Grove for anything besides Enchantress's Presence. Another green. Don't naturalize this. So we're playing against grindy deck. We are, of course, the engine deck against the grindy deck. So definitely feels like the look is good. But we have flooded. Some of these lands would have been wild growths if we were playing a traditional Enchantress deck. So interesting stuff to keep abreast of. I feel like I'd play maybe Fertile Ground instead of Grand Coliseum. There's been fewer stone rains these days, so. All right, should we start thinning? Kind of like green sources, though. I mean, I guess I can thin and fetch green sources anyways. For Miri's Guile, I kind of want to keep. I guess I'm just going to keep these because I have a bunch of Miri's Guile that I'm drawing towards, and the shuffles are going to be good. I have no rush to win the game. My opponent has a Swamp and a Ravenous Rats. Wow, I called it. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to keep my. I guess I should just tap the Coliseum, right? Doesn't matter now. Okay. I was actually just going to let this sacrifice. All right, so we're playing against black-green. I don't know. Seal of Cleansing probably doesn't do anything against them, right? As those my famous last words. I have to keep in Seal of Cleansing because of Engineered Plague. I'm so close to just being like resubmit, but I just didn't see any other deck. I assume I need removal. Like green midrange. Any of these spells do anything? No. Firestorm maybe, if I said I like removal. The Replenish is also good because maybe they have discard, but it's actually not like the most exciting thing. All right, I'll trade one Seal of Cleansing for a Firestorm. Feels like it'll come up. All right. It's kind of a sweet hand. Hopefully I don't get therapied. It is important to note that if an opponent is playing a grindier deck, it's not a great home for Dark Ritual because they're like stuck on lands the entire game and they're playing Dark Ritual. Oh man, play a Hypnotic Spectre. Just do it. Please do it. Do not play boring Ravenous Rats Cabal Therapy. Aw. Kind of want to ditch probably just planes. Could ditch the Firestorm. Certainly not doing me any favors. Not really in like a hand-rich environment right now. Our Sarah Sanctum won't make mana. Probably should have ditched the Firestorm. Yeah. I didn't really think everything through. I'm a little foggy today, so I'm not going to be super sharp. Oh man, look at all this disappearing mana, Dark Ritual, Gemstone Mine. It's like mono black splashing 4 or 5 colors, I think. It's the only explanation. This Argothian Enchantress is also in a super awkward spot because like I'm gonna run it straight into Plague unless I just therapy me now. Okay. I guess I should have opened on Mountain. Guess I could have opened on Mountain if Sarcomancy. Okay, the beatdowns have officially begun. I can clear this board pretty quickly though, if it came down to it. Although I probably just want to get a Seal of Fire. Should I just Seal of Fire? I mean, I guess Seal of Fire is going to give me white mana next turn, so I'm going to play Seal of Fire and then not use it until I can get Sterling Grove into play. If I were my opponent, I would Flashback Therapy, naming Sterling Grove. Notably a matchup where Elephant Grass does a moderate amount of work. All right, let's see the Negator. Negator would make this game get very interesting very quickly. Rancor? I mean, if you're going to put it that way. So it is 5 Sea Gators with a little... I didn't feel like I haven't seen Ravenous Rats in this deck, but I have to admit I've never looked at the deck that closely. All right. Let's not pay for our mistakes by drawing a white source, exactly. So my opponent's playing a naturalized deck, so yeah, I'm going to wait on the Sterling Grove until I have something, until I draw an enchantment and I can play an enchantment and presence in the same turn. Although notably I can't play an enchantment and presence in the same turn unless it's exactly a white enchantment, so it's a little bit awkward. But the zombie token isn't really doing anything, so well, there's a Mirri's Guile. Huh. Yeah, this is probably a good Mirri's Guile to just cast. I have the Sarah Sanctum in my hand. I can shuffle if I don't get something I like. I kind of wouldn't mind drawing Enchantress's Presence naturally so that it can have Shroud, and then I can be like a happy person. Notably, that turn, I would have liked my Guile to be a Sylvan Library. I don't know what I'm thinking about. My phone addresses me. I'm just like, whatever. Guile. Plowshares, Enchantress, Wooded Foothills. Let's go ahead and draw Enchantress for turn, I think. Sarah Sanctum, pass the turn. I think this turn we're going to get... I think I'm just going to get Presence and start cooking. Okay, Presence, draw Presence. Seems fine. Presence, draw Blessing. And then... that way, if they have discard, they won't snag the other presence. I do need to get answers cooking, but if they naturalize this, I'm kind of fine. Just need to find another Seal of Fire. A little short on green mana, but I think that's a problem that's going to be solved soon. Oh, I mean, it could be. Oh, Rancor. Clock is officially sped up. Now I do need to find an answer for a zombie token. I did play around the duress at least. All right, Sylvan Presence. So that is another green source. It doesn't shorten my clock. So that's fine. So, you know, Presence, draw into Sylvan Presence. I mean, so then, yeah. Presence, draw into Sylvan. Is there a reason to keep red mana up? I think so, because I could draw Seal of Fire off the Sylvan. Will also settle for plowshares? Question mark. Yeah, I think settling for plowshares is fine. So we are going to get Forest, Sylvan, draw 3 cards. Did draw plowshares. Any reason to do it? I don't know. Maybe they have like some card that gives Shroud. Okay, just need to fade the Tranquil Domain. Throw out another duress. Their hand's all duresses and therapies. Okay. Now we must find another answer. Yeah, we're just gonna die. We are going to die. This Rancor, because this Sterling Grove has to. Oh, I get this. Nice. Okay. Oh, right. That doesn't work. That doesn't do anything helpful. But I have a fetch in my hand. Okay, that's fine. So I'll do this. Then I get a fetch for a forest. And then I get to play Sterling Grove and draw 3 cards. Sweet. And then I have a Seal of Cleansing. Okay. What do? Just get Seal of Fire? Should I just get Solitary? No, Solitary can be naturalized, so I should get Seal of Fire. I don't like the idea of tapping this Battle Forge. So, Sterling Grove. Sacrifice it. Oh, should I just get Words of War? So I go Seal of Cleansing. No, Words of War doesn't work. I have to get it later. So, get Seal of Fire. Cast Seal of Cleansing. Draw 3. Excellent. I still have 1 white mana floating, so I can plowshares this. Oh, I should draw cards first. Play Seal of Fire. Okay, and then we'll win the game. Do I have to worry about my blessing? I have a 3rd blessing in my deck, so I will just do this and get their Cabal Therapy and their Ravenous Rats they can have. Although I should probably make my deck have more resources instead of mess with their Cabal Therapy, because honestly, who cares? So we're going to get a Blessing, a Firestorm, and I think maybe the Sterling Grove is good. And we'll pass. And we have reached escape velocity, so we're at 3 life, but we are pretty safe from anything. And we can just Words of War this game out. So you get Solitary, Words of War. So we go play Sterling Grove. We kind of want to get something going, something cooking. Bone Shredder. Okay, Sterling Grove. Don't mind that. So what are we going to do? Play Sterling Groves. Well, I guess we should play Presences, because we're going to draw our entire deck. I don't have like a lot of mana. No longer have Exploration in this deck. Okay, so what are we going to do? Draw some more cards. Am I drawing towards something specific? I guess Solitary would be nice. Do I need to hold back anything? I don't think so. Think I will play Try not to deck myself. I'll just play Gaia's Blessing. What do I Gaia's Blessing back? Seal of Fires? That's actually pretty fine, right? Yeah, so I just Gaia's Blessing back, Seal of Fires, and we'll execute the infinite Seal of Fire plan, which is totally acceptable. And then I can draw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can draw 5 cards. So I'm not in danger of being decked. Oh, there's the Words of War. And then, okay, don't really need Seal of Cleansing or whatever. Sterling Grove, I will find everything I need. I guess I needed to keep some enchantments in hand. I don't know. Firestorm, hilariously not a win con here. Naturalize targeting Sterling Grove. You got it. Honestly forgot that was there. Did I board out the replenish? No. Okay. How much mana does this make? 9? Is 9 enough mana? Probably. Okay, so we're going to play Words of War. I mean, I guess I should not be like I've been dead to bolt this entire time. It's kind of funny. It's kind of silly, but I actually don't know how to pilot this deck particularly tight in garbage time. I'm not really doing a great job at just ending this quickly, which is kind of a throw, but whatever. Don't think it'll end up mattering. Play Words of War. Draw 5. And then I guess I needed to keep red open. Okay. We have the win con. All right. GG's. I actually was a little bit loose, but obviously it's such a good matchup, it almost doesn't matter. All right, match 2. Let's boogie. All right. We've gotten an Enchantress in our opening hand every single game. So the Enchantress gods have blessed us. We are against basic island, though, which kind of ruins the fun a little bit. And we have double fetch land. And we have no answer to Phyrexian Dreadnought. Island Mistress Factory. Let's see if I should play around Stifle. Oh, 2 Enchantress? 2 Enchantress is kind of sick. Does Sterling Grove do anything against them? Stops Chain of Vapor. That is not really relevant. I have the Replenish in hand. I have half a mind to just run out Sterling Grove here. Could be tied. Probably is tied. I don't really want to get spiked. Next turn, nothing's going to change. This Mistress Factory makes it seem like they don't have island unless they just wanted to get aggressive. And then once Enchantress is on the battlefield, it stays on the battlefield. So I think it's totally fine to just try to pull a counter spell from them. It turns on my Serra Sanctum. Nice. So Sterling Grove. Well, not nice. I wanted to bait a counter. So now they're going to play. The one thing that does change is they get Impulse. But I'm on the draw. I mean, I could, maybe if they don't have the right kind of blue mana or they play Fairy Conclave on 4, then I can play 2 Enchantresses in 1 turn. Flooded Strand. Landstill in this economy? Interesting. Okay, well now it's kind of just cast Enchantress into Enchantress. Using this fetch land kind of sucks though. It's a fetch land I could have used for Mirri's Guile. Sticks? Question mark? They just have Wrath of God next turn? What is happening? Blue-White Dreadnought with Mistress Factory? Blue-White Dreadnought with fetch, Mono Blue Dreadnought with fetches? Don't need these cards. And I think I will shuffle them away. Okay, you didn't counter the first one. How do you feel about 2? Okay, I'm playing against a deck that I don't know. Don't know what it is. But we already have everything, so just attack with Mistress Factory at least. Factor Fiction into Wrath of God. I get a like 1/4 split of Wrath of God, and then look at all these cards that don't matter because it's already too late. If you want the mana leak, you can. I'm just playing against blue-white control. Like, what? Is there any reason? I mean, should I be playing around a Chroma's Vengeance here? I'm like shrouded up. I have all the draw in the world. They have 8 cards in hand. They're gonna go to cleanup because they just didn't have anything to do. Their mana's super awkward. Okay, here's the Wrath. Oh, Humility. Oh well, Humility I can just do that too. Should I play Presence into Seal? Well, I don't draw a card, so I should play the Presence in my hand into Seal. Wait, I should just play Seal then Presence. I found the line. Wait, no, should I just play Seal like this? No, I should play Seal like this. Doesn't matter. Anyways, I'll play Argothian, even though this is like sort of extending into Wrath God, but I don't know. It also draws a card as it comes in, and it just really doesn't matter. Get in there, guys. Okay, so we've won this game. I don't know how to complete against this like control deck, but yeah, they do have Wrath of God. Boo. I do get to Blessing later. Draw a card. I don't know. I'm just gonna start casting cards. I kind of care about clock here. Oh, I should have shuffled first though, because I know the top of my deck is a bunch of stuff I don't want to draw. Counterspell is fine. I'm just gonna bless. I'd like to have Enchantresses in my deck, please. Anyways, I need more Enchantress reps. It's actually funny that I've had to make so many more decisions than I thought was possible, but it's just how it goes, right? Sylvan Library, don't mind if I do, I guess. Dustwool. I don't know, my opponent should probably start attacking me, right? Oh, I have a Seal of Cleansing in play. That's like so funny. Oh yeah, I'll draw Argothian. Oh, I do have an enchantment in hand. Should I? Oh, I drew Words of War. Oh, but I don't have red. Should I draw Enchantress's Presence? I think so. I think it's pretty fine to draw an Enchantress's Presence here. All right, whatever. Again, nothing really matters. I just need to like not die to random like Decree of Justice. But next turn, I'm just gonna put Words of War in play, and then it's gonna be over. The nice thing is I get Words of War no matter what. Yeah, here's the Decree of Justice. Dismantling Blow Kicker. Let me tell you a little thing about how targeting stuff works. And I will get, I guess, Karmic Justice. Or Solitary? Solitary or Karmic Justice? Probably Karmic Justice. I mean, they're going to know it's coming. But it also doesn't matter. I don't know. Does Solitary matter? Like, I kind of want to be able to not die to random stuff. I think I'll have plenty of turns to decide. All right, so this is going to fizzle. No legal targets. Okay, the beatdowns have been engaged. I wonder if they're trying to bait a Teferi's response. That'd be kind of sick. Ooh, it's a big boy. Don't have like too many Seal of Fire targets. I guess I'll just Seal of Cleansing this too, because Replenish is getting cast on my turn no matter what. So, I mean, I guess not no matter what, but probably. All right, now I can play Karmic Justice. Draw 1,000 cards. Then I can play 5 isn't that much. That's fine. I can play Words of War. Just get this game over with. Oh, Words of War resolves. Did I want to cast Replenish this turn? I don't think so. I mean, they can't really destroy anything without losing everything. How many of these do I have in there? 2, 3. 4. I mean, I guess I don't have any other enchantments in hand, but I'll draw one, right? Actually, let's just make sure I draw an enchantment. I have an enchantment to play next turn. Man, so much clicking. Blessing, and I don't know. Blessing, Seal of Cleansing, Impulse Mana Leak. I don't know. I could get tided here. It wouldn't matter. Basically, nothing would matter. I mean, yeah, I could get tided here and it wouldn't matter. Pretty sure. There we go. Man, Grand Coliseum. Not really a card. All right, how many triggers do I need? A few. I've got a Seal of Fire in my graveyard to replenish back. Oh, I should just like replenish just because it gasses up my Serra Sanctum. Plays another Wrath of God. Slows things down. Okay. I guess I should have done the Words of War thing, maybe. Doesn't matter. Oh, Hidgibbs. Pyroblast. Sawbo's Web is kind of funny. Replenish is good. Plowshares. Solitary. Seal of Cleansing doesn't have like a ton of targets. Humility is the only target. Should play 1 Plowshares in case it's like, I don't know. This is fine. What hate cards do they play? They already have Wrath of God and whatever. They play a Chroma's Vengeance. Just infinite disenchants is their plan. Disenchant effects. Maybe they have Tide. I didn't see them play Seal Cleansing. They have Dismantling Blow. That doesn't typically denote that they have Tide. I only have to worry about like them somehow taking the beat down. Doubt that'll be a problem. These are all good. Not gonna overthink it. Like Meddling Mage could be annoying, but honestly, they can't Meddling Mage everything, you know? Oh my god. 4 straight games where we have Enchantress in our opening hand. We're like the most blessed Enchantress player ever. I basically never play this deck. I've had a few reps of Enchantress, I think. I guess I've played a lot of the blue-green version, but this is just another level of being lucky. I'm also not going to sandbag the Mirror Sky. I have 2 shuffle effects in my hand, so it's pretty good. Very Conclave. Although I would love to draw Hidden Gibbons here. Hidden Gibbons. Dealer 1 time. It's like double Rith's Grove. Okay, fine. Sometimes unlucky. Double Rith's Grove, man. What gives? Okay, I would love to draw. It probably doesn't matter actually what I draw, just because out of all these cards, I want Plains the most, TBH. I guess having a Replenish in hand. Oh, I'm never casting this Replenish to pick up all my lands every turn. Karmic Justice. Putting Karmic Justice in play is just fine. And play naked. They're going to have nothing to disenchant. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the land, so I'm not like forced to take a land at a time that I don't want to. Also, it's a Plains, so that I'm pretty into. I wonder if there's any debate about not playing Enchantress this turn into their opening too. I mean, it stops them from playing Impulse, which is kind of reasonable, I think. And then I get a Guy's Blessing it next turn. I guess a Karmic Justice is like good if I draw exactly. If I drew exactly the presence, but I didn't draw a presence, so. All right, we're a little behind. our whole plan was hedged on, I guess, Argothian Enchantress resolving, which is pretty common for this deck. But there's another Enchantress, and comes at a pretty good spot on the curve here, where they have to counter this, so then they don't get a factor fiction, and then I get to continue. Downside is that I'm still in mana leak range, which I don't think I needed to think too hard about. Do I want to draw Sterling Grove next turn? I guess Sterling Grove is kind of okay because it is a shuffle effect in addition to being a copy of whatever. Okay, I'm just going to draw Presence. I guess I should draw Sterling Grove into Presence just because they could just have Disenchant here. They go with Counterspell. Right, they have 3 cards in hand. They're not attacking with Fairy Conclave, though, so there's that. Oh, my lord. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to keep going, right? Down to 3 cards in hand. Come on. Let me have it. I shouldn't have tapped the white, because now I can't seal a fire into the Sterling Grove that's on top. Resolves. All right, let's draw a card. A little bit of a blunder. A little Factor Fiction. Humility. Counterspell. Wrath of God. Dust Bowl and Flight Strand are split. They really want to cast Humility next turn. So Humility and Counterspell should go in different buckets. Would I rather give them Flooded Strand? Flooded Strand is pretty blank. They have all the colored mana they need, so. They did board into Exalted Angel, so got to respect that. Have some more Plowshares action next turn. Huh. Okay. I think it's a mistake to just try to get through with Angel here, especially considering the situation. But maybe it's their only out is to try to win in 5 turns. I certainly wouldn't play it with no white mana. Oh, they just have the Wrath of God? Okay. It's fine. I'm going to see if Gaea... there's 2 cards here. Yeah, so they did not take the Humilities, so they have Counterspell up. So we're going to do... Keep Shuffle here. I think we'll get a Forest. Draw Mountain for turn. Cast Sterling Grove. So now they have Counterspell in hand and Exalted Angel. Yeah, I mean, I got a little bamboozled, I suppose. But I also should have just drawn the card off Sterling Grove. A lot of things could have been different. And we're just a little behind. We have too many lands. So I guess the Karmic Justice also would have made a difference because we would have had a thing in our hand instead of not a thing in our hand. Now we're just like a little cold to the beat down here. And there's no enchantment I can get off Sterling Grove that... Although if they face down an Angel and then they counterspell my... Oh, they're just going to... Yeah, they can hard cast with counterspell mana up, of course. Okay. Man, it feels bad to misplay this a little. Just in a couple of like small points that could have made a difference. Pyroblast. Enchantress Pyroblast backup is just going to be too slow. But I need to have Pyroblast plus Plowshare. So I just actually need to draw the Pyroblast and then shuffle the rest away. Wish this Mirri's Gaea was a Sylvan Library this time. This is definitely the matchup where Sylvan does a little bit more work than Library Gaea, but it would have helped if I had a Karmic Justice in my hand instead of a Plains. 6 is the magic number here, but if they take a turn off trying to deal 6, then that is definitely good for me. Let's see if it's the Teferi's response this time. It is not. I guess I could have tried to get 3, whatever's in play. So I know I have Argothian on top. So imagine I play Argothian, have Pyroglass backup. Then what? I draw an enchantment next turn and start drawing cards? No, yeah, I think I have to draw Argothian. Because I only have 1 Plowshares in the deck that I'm trying to defend here. So I got to get the engine going. It's just fact of life. So we're going to play Argothian. So anyways, I start blasting. I show them the blast, which I don't love. Don't love that detail. Double counterspell, absorb. card draw. Dismantling blow. Forbid. Okay. Interesting. I mean, they had enough this time to stop me from really effectively drawing cards. And then I just kind of gassed out. So about 3 turns. Attack for actually, this is attack for 6 plus attack for 8. So I need the answer now. Guess I got too excited with my opening hand. It actually doesn't do anything. Whoops. I knew 2 of these cards were blank, so I had to Sterling Grove there. I guess I could have Sterling Grove for Sylvan Library a long time ago. Things to think about. Unfortunately, if they just attack with everything, I am cooked. Because then there's nothing I can draw, even if I draw plowshares. But we'll see if they find the line. Okay, Exalted Angel. All right. Just like, don't love Mirian's Guile, actually. Like, don't, because if I'm going to play like a mid-range grindy game, then having my cards be able to effectively trade for cards actually matters. Solitary would not have helped me. I have a couple Seal of Cleansings for Humility. I have Plowshares for Angel. I have Seal of Fire. I don't have an answer for Decree, but, you know, I never do. Seal of Fire is like worse than Sabo's Web. Worse than Sabo's Web, but buying me time actually kind of matters because I think time is all I need. Yeah. Okay, this is fine. 1 Miri's Guile. If I draw it early, great. If I draw it late, hopefully it'll draw me a card. It's not the end of the world. I feel powerful. Maybe I just need to sequence my Enchantress like a little bit more conservatively. Try to have Pyroblast ready. I don't know. I'm on the play this time, so if I have an Enchantress in my hand, I'm going to be in a lot better shape. But I kind of wasted having Enchantress in my opening hand on the being on the draw, which is no good. Enchantress always used to be a good matchup against Landstill. All right, this is an excellent hand. Here we go, Gibbons into Sabo's Web. This Risk Grove is stopping me from playing Enchantress's Presence as on turn 3. Actually, I'll never play Enchantress's Presence on turn 3 using Sterling Grove, so it's not a big deal. Play a Fairy Conclave. Oh, no, damn, wrong tapped land. Boop, Karmic Justice. I'll take it. Miri's Guile? Miri's Guile here is better than Seal of Fire, that's for sure. Let's see. Grand Coliseum. Is it good to get the Miri's Guile cook in? Because I have 2 shuffles in hand. Am I in a rush to slam Enchantress next turn? I kind of do want to play a must counter spell next turn so that I can start attacking with Hidden Gibbs. I think we'll play the Guile with 2 shuffles available to us. And then it lets us play the Coliseum too. I felt like it was too early to get Risk Grove into play. Opponent did nothing, which is good news. They don't have Impulse. They also hand-sized, so we just got a free Raven's Crime. So stuck on 2 lands, huh? Yeah, so natural presence is pretty sick. All right, they didn't want to Impulse because I have a Hidden Gibbons in play. But they're going to cast an instant no matter what, right? So we wanted to shuffle this turn. That's fine. I can draw a land. Oh, okay. I think our opponent has just got one of those 2 landers. Like you do sometimes. Yeah, I'll cast 2 Sterling Groves this turn. Even though it invalidates my very beautiful Karmic Justice. And then I'm going to Grove for another Presence, I think. Oh, they just didn't find lands. Yeah, that happens. All right, kind of got lucky there that my opponent had nothing going on. But I like to think that I would have won the game with Hidden Gibbons if they had anything going on. So there's that as well. All right, match 3. We got the faded Guile into Serra Sanctum being on opening. We have a redundant Sylvan Library, which is not the best thing. but we have 2 presence in our hand. So as long as our opponent is not putting pressure on us, although it seems that they could be interested in such things. Yeah, Elves. Elves is a tricky matchup. Notably, the creator of this deck, Mr. Sam H. Black, had to drop a match to Nick Mayo on Elves, but I have the answer to survival, so we like that. They have a pretty fast one here. They don't have their, I guess they're not as fast as they could be. Okay, so I think I should shuffle here and just play Seal of Cleansing. Draw Seal of Cleansing, play Seal of Cleansing. Yeah, that's fine. Drawing Seal of Cleansing is good because I have the Sanctum, so I'm going to be flushing white mana. Although I want to play a library because I don't want to fetch a... Oh, no, I'll just play the Sanctum and then... Yeah, okay. Play the Sanctum and then the Seal of Cleansing. Oh, but I want to fetch to shuffle. I got to think more. I'm kind of losing it here. Okay, focus up. Elves, what do we have to do? We have to get Solitary into play. And then we have to protect it from Nantuko Vigilante. But they cannot just do all that in one turn. So we kind of have to combo off. So we need to get Words of War into play, actually, is what we need to do. So we just need to combo off as fast as we can. Survival, they should get Korean Ranger, right? I guess, okay, so there's a few things I'm thinking about. The main thing I'm thinking about is I kind of just want to just Nantuko Vigilante. Interesting. Well, I do have 2 presents in my hand. I have 3 presents in my hand. So what I wanted to do doesn't work. So I have to just play presents. Play Windswept Heath, and unfortunately, I just have to lose one of my enchantments that are gassing up my Serra Sanctum. And pass. Do I want to shuffle the top? I think drawing a land is okay because it'll give me 6 mana. No, it'll give me 5 mana though if I draw a land, which is good enough to go Presence Library or Presence Seal, which is totally fine. Oh, they paid Echo? Oh. Oh. Okay. So now I can go... No, I still want to draw a land. So can I go Presence if I draw a land? So I go to land, Presence. Yeah. Okay. I do want to have all the presents in play. Forest, draw, forest. I mean, I guess I didn't need to play the... Oh, no, this doesn't work. Yeah. So I should have done something different. Oh, okay, Swords Plowshares is fine. Although, if I played the presents first... No, it wouldn't have worked. Okay, life total under a bit of pressure here, and not a lot of Swords of Plowshares in my hand, but... And also definitely motivated to plow the Priest of Titania. This is going to get ugly. Because they can get Korean, they can get Wirewood Symbiote. Yeah. I wish I had conserved my white mana. No, yeah, well, if I played Presence, then I would have 3 white mana, then I'd play Seal Cleansing, then I could play Swords of Plowshares on this, and then, okay, so I just sequenced that turn wrong. Or I could have played Swords of Plowshares on this, then had the Seal of Cleansing, which killed the Survival of the Fittest before they had a chance to make all the mana, make infinite mana. Yeah, it's the little things, man. Gross. Yeah, imagine I had Seal Cleansing in play, Swords of Plowshares. So that's 3 mana. And they can pitch the... So what they get to do is they get to pitch the... It's kind of fun to watch the sequence. So they get to pitch... Okay, so I think what they should have done is pitched the elf or this elf or anything and gotten a Korean Ranger. And then rangered and then picked up the forest to untap Priest, discarded the Llanowar Elf, got in a Symbiote, picked up the Ranger, rangered the Priest again, and then they would have had like 1 trillion mana. So now they have double Symbiote, but their anger isn't on yet. Well, now they can get Ranger. But I think they lose an untap. They played the Forest. Get the untap. 5. Do they have another creature in hand? If they have another creature, nothing matters then. But we could solitary our way out of this if they don't have a Elvish Lyrist. But I should have just been able to sequence this turn. Okay, I'm in okay shape here. So, because my opponent doesn't have haste, and they won't be able to get haste with just this survival. So I'm not dead. I have a lot of white mana. Oh, but I will cut myself off of green mana if I cast this Enchantress Presence. So do I cut myself off green mana or red mana? Well, no, I want to shuffle before because I know I have blanks on top. So what's my plan? Cast Seal Cleansing, Plowshares Priest. Priest gets picked up, but stops them from making mana for the next turn, and then hopefully continue drawing into removal. So do I need to... if I draw Seal of Fire, does it matter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But Plowsharing Priest is a good start, but the problem with that is that I have to have a loose white mana to do it. And what they can do is they can get their Yavimaya. Guys, how much mana does this make? This makes 4 mana. So I think it does matter if I draw Seal of Fire. 4 white mana and a red mana. And I need to draw Confinement. Because I wanted to Plowshare the Vigilante if I draw Confinement here. So we're gonna go fetch a mountain. I mean, I could always just draw. No, I don't want to draw Guy's Blessing, whatever. I really wish I wasn't in this spot. I would have been just totally fine if I had played Seal last turn, but instead I just get rocked. It's the don't punt challenge from me, dog. I did draw Solitary. That's pretty excellent. I drew Solitary Grove. And I have enough mana to cast everything. Well, better lucky than good. They just let it go? They don't have any creatures? They don't want to pick up an elf to have creatures? All right, I just don't have to run into... Okay, they don't want to kill... What is happening? They just have Naturalize in their hand? Whatever. I think I should have been dead last turn. I mean, we traded for punt for punt, right? So they shouldn't have had a survival in play, and then I should have been dead. So we each time walked with our mistakes. Karmic Justice is kind of a funny one, but also basically unnecessary. And that's it from me, dog. I don't know. The one exploration feels kind of free, but I trust the man with the plan. What can you say? I might not have enough mana to... Let's go. Okay. Have you got Mountain Lyrist or main deck Naturalize? I mean, feels like a main deck Naturalize, right? Okay, if you have it, you have it. Can't Genesis that back. Do I need Plowshares anymore? Don't think so. Ireland King with the hunting pack. Survival. Did get that. But they need the Lyrist. Wait, hold on. They could have just done it. Yo. They could have put Squee into their hand and stuff. They could have just done it because they have enough mana to get Granger, Anger, Lyrist. So they just don't have Lyrist main deck is the answer. I mean, that's the only answer, hopefully. But otherwise, this is just like a mistake, right? I mean, maybe I'm not counting the mana, but I'm pretty sure it was just 1,000 mana. They could go Kamal into Masscore and then blow up all my lands to stop me. But if they do that, no, it doesn't work because this is state-based effect. Okay, Kamal. So they have Kamal. They have a lot of mana. Oh, okay. They just give up. Huh. Elves, huh? Okay, well, let's call that a push. I didn't deserve it, but they also didn't do things that, would have helped them. So these cards are good. These guys fine. Sterling Grove is good. Sylvan Library, I guess, is not good. Seal Cleansing is good. Guy's Blessing is barely necessary. Karmic Justice is fine. Solitary is fine. Words of War is good. Oh, I want the Replenish as well. I guess Guy's Blessing is a form of Graveyard Hate. I mean, not if they have thing in play, but I should be able to stop them from having it in play. So what's the plan? Stunt their development, get my stuff going. Okay, Karmic Justice. Trading Karmic Justice plus a Naturalize for their elf. I mean, it's really good against sweepers, like if they have Tranquil Domain type stuff. Huh. I mean, the high mana cost stuff is definitely not stuff I really believe in keeping. I mean, do I definitely need to replenish? Do I definitely need to replenish? I mean, I have Seal Fire, so sometimes replenish Seal Fire is good if they are going to be able to stop me from doing other stuff. Replenish and Karmic Justice do very similar things. Yeah, Karmic Justice. I mean, Karmic Justice is just so narrow, right? Because if it's just Naturalize, I'm trading, they'll Naturalize and I blow up what? I mean, it's like not nothing, but all right. I have turn 1 seal. There's like turn 1. Yeah, I'm gonna seal their dork. No, I'm not. I have Firestorm. I might seal that. I have Firestorm though. So I'm gonna like seal fire. Well, I have no red mana. I can't like cast all these seals. Should I kill the symbiote? Probably doesn't matter. I might draw like a Seer Sanctum later that incentivizes me to not worry about it because I can just kill it at any time. Priest is a good draw. Oh, save a life, I guess. Although everything's getting firestormed, but the later I do it, the better. Ooh, Battlefield Forge. All right, let's draw my second Enchantress soon, please. Ranger. Looks like I'm discarding 3 cards to this Firestorm, probably. Finhorn. Tap for 3. Survival. Pitch. Uh-oh. It's already too late. It's already too late. Now I have to wonder if they have like Call of the Claw or something. Squeak. Oh, they have the Ranger activation. Oh no. They can get Symbiote now. Did I have to kill the Priest? I guess I did. I mean, not kill the Priest, obviously, because it wouldn't die, but stop them from untapping with Priest. Okay. Well, at least I drew Seal of Cleansing. Let's start with that, I believe. Unfortunately, this is kind of like an awkward game of chicken. But it's fine, though, because what I'll do is I'll play the Seal of Fire, then I can seal the Symbiote. And if I want a Ranger to pick up... So there's a few things I can do. One is that I can Seal of Fire the Priest of Titania in response to the Symbiote activation. I guess either way is kind of... it almost doesn't matter. I guess I let them know, but it's fine because I'm going to start the chain of action here. I wonder if they have enough mana to cast Hunting Pack because it's 3, 6. Not quite. 3 plus 5. Oh, another land. That's actually not good, but at least I can convert. Kill the Symbiote. I guess this lets me force them to pick up the Forest. I wonder if I should have just... No, I needed a Seal of Cleansing, right? So if I do this on upkeep, I think they just don't have any creatures in their hand, TBH. Yeah, whatever. I shouldn't like think anything other than I'm the luckiest person in the world to like just draw the Seal of Cleansing off the top. Forest. Attack for 3. Another Symbiote. Come on. Come on. How is that fair? Come on. Can I draw a Curse Totem, please? Can I draw my one Curse Totem? I'm playing Enchantress's Presence, I guess. That's a pretty good draw, TBH. That one's not a bad draw. Forge. See if I can goad them into activating their symbiote on their turn and then try to get some value. Oh, it could just be a beast attack now for value. Okay, I can stop this from happening, right? Okay, hold on, what happens? So they've used Ranger. If they pick up an elf, they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. 1, 2. So they use the Ranger. So if I go like this, they'll pick up an elf, but then they'll pick up an elf and then tap for 2, and then they'll have 6, and then everything will be gone. Okay, that's fine, right? Because they've used the Ranger. This will be gone no matter what. And then, so what they'll do is they'll pick up Finhorn to untap this, but this will add 2, and then this is 3. But that's only 6, and Hunting Pack costs 7. Firestorm on the stack. Now they're doing the same math that I just did. And now we just need to draw a non-green enchantment. So maybe I shouldn't have... No, I need to play the mountain so I could double red spell in one turn. And then I needed to play the plains on one turn because Seal Cleansing. Obviously, I'd like to have more green in play, but it's not a big deal. We'll just draw Seal of Fire. We'll just draw Cursed Totem. Sam added the Firestorm to his sideboard. He needed something for Elves. He added it. I drew it. Life is solid. When you draw your one-of sideboard cards. Of course, Caller of the Claw here would be pretty good, right? Exile Elvish Spirit Guide would have been pretty spicy too. Another survival. Okay, we're both pretty lucky. Replenish. Yeah. Yes, please. Okay, we're both pretty. I should stop. I'm actually drawing like really well, like every single match. I mean, they're drawing pretty good, but I'm drawing better than everyone. Like I'm outdrawing my opponents clearly here. I'm also not playing like super tight, so. Firestorm is hot. They're scooping. I mean, I've got 2 Enchantresses in play. I mean, I drew exactly Seal Cleansing. I had Firestorm. I had like Seal of Fire, Firestorm. I mean, they had multiple symbiotes for every Seal of Fire. And I just like, I top deck the Replenish when they have the survival that could pull them back in. Just like, I don't know. It's just insane. GG's. 3-0 start. Love to see it. All right, jumping into match 4. We got a hot 3-0 start. Playing against USIP. See if we can keep the fire going. Haven't lost a match in the last 9. And haven't failed to draw Enchantress in our opening hand once more. So we are cooking. Don't have any creature interaction here, so I could get run over. But, who plays creatures these days in this Premodern? Seems like a punt to play creatures, right? Gonna get burned out. Gonna get goblins out. This is like turn 1 lackey is gonna be devastating. Okay, we need a Seal of Fire right now. We need Seal of Fire right now, guys. Please. Seal of Fire. Boom. Oh. Uh-oh. The nightmare. What do we even do against goblins? Board in Firestorm. Maybe Cop Red. I should have just conceded. Should just concede before showing them a color. Okay, we can get out of this. We can go Enchantress. We can find Solitary Confinement. And then we need 2 Enchantresses and a Solitary Confinement before we have 0 life. Oh yeah, it's just a pile driver. Just a pile driver. We can still solve this problem with Seal of Fire. Oh my god, we're going to get ported. Presence. Should I play a mountain? No, because they could port mountain if they have a good read. Play second forest. Okay, we can. Our life total is not in the worst spot. Wasteland. Okay. Okay, we're gonna take 4. I just need to not see, like, maybe the rest of their hand is just lands. I think I can still Seal of Fire my problems away. It's a Ringleader, of course. Overall, I'm happy to see Goblins. They played their land before they snuck in Ringleader. Oh, wait, of course. It's probably the only land in their hand. But, okay, so I have to draw Seal of Fire this turn, actually, because I'm just dead to the Pile Driver. Second Lackey. Get ported. I think I could concede, though. I've only shown 2 forests. Plains. Okay, so I am just dead, because this is 9 plus 4. Could I draw Solitary? So just go Plains, Enchantress. Next turn, draw Solitary Confinement naturally. Play Solitary Confinement, discard a card, play Presence. So my 1 in 50 to draw Solitary Confinement. If they draw Mountain, I'm dead. Versus the information that I'm playing Enchantress. I think, let's just scoop. They should bring in their disenchants, having seen what they've seen, but... All right, well, we had 8 answers to Lackey, but of course, we didn't happen when it mattered most. All right, pretty happy to board out Seal of Cleansing here, huh? Just do this. Is Cursed Totem better than Warmth? Prospector, Fanatic, Goblin Tinkerer. No. I mean, Warmth might seem crazy, but it's an enchantment that does something. Seal Cleansing is not an enchantment that does anything. I didn't see their support color. I didn't see if their support color was green or red, or green or black. I mean, or nothing. They had Wasteland and Port in play. It could just be nothing. Should I play Hidden Gibbs instead? No. Yeah, it's like more likely that the Warmth matters. Oh, I mean, I could play or bring in the Useless and Replenish. Man, we're kind of underprepared for Goblins, aren't we? Our expectation is that we're just going to beat them. Okay. Got to keep a hand that interacts with Lackey and has Enchantress. It's kind of annoying. Ooh, and Magic Online is lacking out. It's not good. Okay, we're just going to lose this, but that port was great, right? It's like a little port you. Nice. This hand is not playable. Okay, this hand is playable. I've got answers. Am I going to want to Blessing? Probably not, right? It's just a little slow. So we're going to go Plains, Forest, Mountain. Okay, Lackey me this time. I'm ready. Yes, okay, we got this. We got this, guys. This game's already over. I plowed the Lackey. Ooh, another plowshares. It's too many plowshares. I'm nice and protected against Wasteland. Don't mind that. I found that Goblins was sort of like a perennially bad matchup for Enchantress. I've been told many things by different Enchantress players. I think I should check the various guides on Enchantress. There's lots of words have been written about Enchantress by Sam and Chris Toller, 10 Arms. I mean, I certainly feel decent right now because my opponent missed their second land drop and I have an Enchantress in play. And I assume they didn't sideboard in a way to interact with this. Oh, it is green. So the question is, do I board in Hidden Gibbons as a way to interact with Naturalize and like put creature into play? 2 Mog Fanatics. Why didn't they play Mog Fanatic last turn? They drew Karplusan Forest for the turn. Was there a card that triggers whenever you play a Goblin? Anyways. Enchantress? Presence? Mary's Guile? I have a shuffle hand in my hand. Ooh, a second Mary's Guile. Rith's Grove. That doesn't do anything for me right now. Okay, we're chilling. We're at 17. Opponent just has 2 Mog Fanatics. I have the answers for the next 2 Goblins that matter. Although I will have to like just kill like a Ringleader just to not take too much damage per turn. I'm looking for that second Enchantress, obviously, but I'm much more likely to find it now that I have Mirri's Guile in play. There's a pile driver. Skirk Prospector, huh? Interesting. So I am motivated to kill this pile driver on my turn now. Because the Prospector could convert it for mana if I do it any. I mean, obviously, if they convert it for mana in their combat step, like whatever. But I don't. I'm like using my mana here. They want it in the graveyard instead. What does that mean? Warmth, Enchantress. Do I have time to play Enchantress this turn, draw Warmth next turn? Draw 2 cards instead of 1. I mean, yeah, right? There's no way I get punished. I have the Seal of Fire in play in case any pile driver or War Chief shenanigans happen. This is what I'm talking about, by the way, right? I think I probably Windmill Slam the draw an extra card if this was this Sylvan Library. At least the second copy was Sylvan Library or something. We could be facing Siege Gang Commander, so it's like maybe I Seal Fire the Skirk Prospector because of how annoying that card would be, but I kind of feel like I've got this under control. Port is fine. I have multiple sources, so I am insulated. Yeah, and they don't... Oh, they attack first, and they would play Siege Gang, I think. No Siege Gang. Interesting. Okay. Warmth Presence. Enchantress. So we go Presence, then we draw Warmth. Could I die? I don't think there's any way I die from nowhere, right? Kind of want to draw Firestorm, of course. All right, so we can go Presence, and then in between Enchantress triggers. I mean, I don't mind this next Enchantress. We're kind of short on mana, though, so I kind of don't want to just, like, draw Enchantress next turn, or have Enchantress in hand instead of, like, 3 is enough, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this, and then shuffle after the trigger, after I draw the Warmth. Let's see if they have the read. They do have the read. All right, so play Enchantress. Does this give me the best mana flexibility? Not exactly, but it does because it's a Rift Grove, I guess. Draw a card. Fetch a forest. Draw the next card. Ooh, it's a Seal of Fire. Play a Rift Grove. Return a forest. Oh, they're going to disenchant the presence. Mistake, I guess. So I have to... Well, I needed to do the thing with the triggers, so I couldn't presence directly into Warmth. Play Warmth. Go back to yielding to these. Sterling Grove. Just in time. Okay. Playing a little slow, unfortunately, but it's all right. I guess I could consider killing the Prospector this turn because of the threat of Siege Gang. But I guess I could kill the Prospector in response to Siege Gang. My life total is getting like sort of low, but at least whenever I play a Goblin, I'm going to be drawing cards. I'll take a Firestorm, though. Wouldn't mind a Firestorm here. Pile Driver. Okay. Enchantress. For the turn. It's probably fine. I don't have any instants, so I should probably just yield to this port because I don't have any instants. So what do? We go Enchantress. Play the Seal of Fire. It's the cheaper card. Draw 3. Draw a lot of Grand Coliseum. Ooh, Words of War. Okay. That should do it. So we go Sterling Grove, and I think I take out the Prospector because that's like the only way something completely like nonsensical happens to me next turn before I get this Words of War online. Maybe I should kill the Goblin Pile Driver too, but I can always block it. They would need to give it +1/+1 and trample for it to do anything too scary to me, so it's probably okay. Warmth actually mattering here, like a little 2 life here, a little 2 life there. Kind of solid. 5 mana. It is a siege game. Okay, we have access to all our mana. Solitary Confinement. I would like to draw Serra Sanctum though. So we go Serra Sanctum, draw Solitary. Don't really know the best way to order things here. So Serra Sanctum's always going to be my land for the turn. My first play should be War, but it actually doesn't have to. My first play, how much does this make? All right, I'm going to play the Guile first because it always... Should we play Presence, Guile, Words of War? So Presence, draw a bunch. Guile, Words of War. So we go Presence, Words of War, Guile. And Plowshares, probably. Okay, that's fine. Or we don't need plows. We don't really need a Plowshares. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm drawing into Solitary. That's like the thing that I wanted to do. Right. Okay. New plan. Oh my god. What a lol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's so hard to target the tokens. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of don't want to show him the stupid Firestorm though, because like then he can play around it. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it up. So we're gonna go. I should Firestorm, right? Because I could die somehow. 1, 2, 3. I can kill 3 goblins. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I guess I should kill Mogfanax because they no. Oh yeah. I don't know. Then play Mirri's Guile. And sometimes you'll get away with killing a Mogfanax for free. Okay, I haven't targeted that one, so I'll take it. Okay, whatever. Feels like I maybe should have Firestormed, but I don't know. Who knows how many cards I got to discard? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I do need to draw Replenish if they like Windmill Slam, destroy all things, until of course I have the Karma Justice, but okay, we got there. Our 8 answers to Lackey strategy worked this time. Makes me reconsider the Cursed Totem. It actually turns off Siege Gang. Something key thing that I forgot. But I think it's probably still worse than Warmth. And it's just not an enchantment, right? Yeah, it's just not an enchantment. Take out the second Blessing, which is also not an enchantment. Okay, I can live with that. Or the third Blessing. I could consider the Hidden Gems Naturalized thing. Maybe that's actually pretty fine. It's because it's an enchantment, and like a 4/4 is like pretty relevant, and like blocking, like having 0 blockers is rough, right? Having a blocker is better than 0. Obviously, it's hard to like have Hidden Gibbons. It didn't make it in. Oh, it's too many answers for Lackey. I just needed a Plains. I'm gonna trade you. I actually have all my bad enchantments in this hand too. Guess we're gonna lose anyways. Okay, we got there. Opponent's on a mulligan too. Unfortunately, Presence is not the one I want because of Naturalize, but you get to take what you can get. They're on a mulligan to 5, and they're not going to. If one of the cards in their hands is Naturalize, I'm actually pretty happy to trade 1 for 1 here. Mark Fanatic, sneaky guy, gonna deal a lot of damage to this Mark Fanatic. I think Mark Fanatic being good against Enchantress is kind of like a, oh, we're so good. Okay, now all we need is lands, right? I could consider holding this Guile, but I do want to draw land. But the thing is, if I didn't play the Guile, I could have kept Windswept Heath, and then I would have made it so I couldn't have gotten ported that turn, which would have been pretty relevant. But then I could get ported off red forever. Kind of a tricky trade-off. 2 Mark Fanatics. Okay. Plowshares, Presence, Sterling Grove. I guess I'll take the Presence or the Sterling Grove. Plowshares. I'm not really in a dangerous spot with my 2 Seal of Fire, but Plowshares lets me do something with white mana. I mean, so does Sterling Grove. I mean, Sterling Grove is like a pretty decent follow-up to the Enchantress if I draw exactly white mana. Or maybe I should just like overload on Presences. Like the 3rd Enchantress is pretty good. They don't even have green mana, so I have to have green mana and Naturalize. They're probably holding Naturalize. They're waiting to draw green. Sterling Grove is a cheap Enchantress. I think an extra Presence is fine. I mean, I have to be worried about Tranquil Domain, but I need to develop. I need to develop as fast as I can. It's not like it's Mark Fanatics do 2 damage a turn and then 2 damage at the end, so I am under threat. But yeah, I'm lucky my opponent didn't have functioning hands. Oh, there's the port. Yeah, I was worried about that. It's pretty solid draw for my opponent. Okay, hopefully I draw a natural red source, but they should port green. They probably shouldn't port green, right? There's no reason to. Oh, they didn't port anything. Interesting. Should I play Presence? Is that too greedy? It's not too greedy, right? Because they're reporting me they're not playing Goblins. Drawing cards is broken. Do they check out of the game? Like, I don't see any reason for them not to port me there. I guess I should have had Plowshares just in case this happened. So now they'll port me off red, and then I have to find my next red. Which is, like, not too big of a deal when I'm drawing 1,000 cards per turn and I have the Mirri's Guile, but I don't know. They could go coast to coast on me. If the next card is like, okay, never mind. Pile Driver is dying. Another red source, please. A Serra Sanctum. Yeah, I would like to draw that. I'm always playing Seal of Fire, always drawing through our Guile. Draw through the Guile topped cards. Do that. Okay, so we have the Seal of Fire. Let's play the Sanctum. Make 3 mana. Play Presence. Another Seal of Fire. Sword Plowshares. Don't mind if I do. Play Guile. Risk Grove. Don't mind if I do. Plowshares, Goblin Pile Driver. I might even Seal of Fire a Monk Fanatic. They have 2 cards in hand. I have 2 more Seal of Fires. Cuts their clock in half. I think I will. Gotta just try to not die now. Another Pile Driver. Not bad. They are doing their darndest. Doesn't really matter. Tap this one. Yeah, I don't play anything in instant speed. Right, so just going to Seal Fire. Draw. Play Worth's Grove. Pick up the Serra Sanctum. Play Blessing, I guess. And play Firestorm for 3. Oh, I should play Blessing first. 2 and 3. Seal Fire is pretty good against Goblins. Yeah, they did hit their best draw. Let's see how many naturalizes. Ooh, the nice little 4 of. Pretty good for them. Ringleader into Ringleader. It's exactly what they needed. It's a little too late, though, unfortunately for them. Yeah. Oh, replenish. Excellent. No, do like this. Enchantress. Seal Fire. Draw 4. Oh, wow. A lot of blanks there. Curse Totem. 1 floating. Pass. Well, okay. Well, I don't know. That wasn't good. That certainly wasn't what I would call good. I mean, I'm not going to lose, but I'm also not going to win like as fast as I thought I would. Goblin Lackey, sure. Skirk Prospector can't be activated. Go ahead and plowshares this. Is there no enchantments in my top 3? There are plenty of enchantments in my top 3. Or not plenty, there was 1. Tap the Sanctum. Yeah. White. Play Copperhead. Draw 10 cards. Play Solitary. Play Warmth. Should I play Solitary or Warmth first? Should play Solitary. Yeah. 5. Oh. My opponent has outs, but, you know, obviously not a lot of them. Guess I'll play Sterling Grove, because I'll want to just search up the Words of War for next turn. Is there a better way to guarantee that I don't die? Yeah, let's go ahead and sacrifice it now to get Words of War, because we want double Sterling Grove. Should I play Blessing? It's like Blessing slightly more secure because I want to not get randomly decked. Oh, I can't Blessing with Solitary Confinement out? Wow. That's a wild one. All right. Okay, so we draw 1, 2, 3, 4. We draw 4 per enchantment that we've cast. So we're gonna... What the heck? That's crazy. Okay. So... The Solitary turns off Gaia's Blessing? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? I guess I want to start the turn with Words of War in play, right? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. That's my last Gaia's Blessing, so I actually don't want it. So I'm going to discard all my enchantments because I can't cast them, and then I'm going to put them in play with Replenish. Play Grand Coliseum. Gaia's Blessing you. I'm just going to discard Enchantress. Oh, man, things got a little bit complicated there. But it's all going to work out. All right, now we have to pay attention to Mirri's Guile here. Okay, so Sterling Grove is the top card. No, discard. Keep, port me, make 9 mana. Activate this. 1, 2, 3 times. Actually, 4. So I'm gonna draw 4 8 cards. So I need 7 stacked things. That's enough damage to kill them with the Replenish, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's tapped. They can tap the Grand Coliseum or whatever. I can always use Gaia's Blessing to draw a card, I guess. I wonder if there's a way for me to Gaia's Blessing mill myself. Oh, I forgot I can just sacrifice the Solitary. Duh. I just let the Solitary go away. Of course. That is the secret, is that you let Solitary go away. I figured it out, y'all. And I'm 1 mana short of killing my opponent. Okay, we figured it out. All right. Beat Goblins. Never mind. Great matchup. I mean, I don't know. They just didn't have, they just like couldn't do anything the last game. Goblins just a little inconsistent, needs to have like a hand with Goblins, but also kind of needs to have a hand with Naturalize. So a lot of things have to go right for them, and we're really good at interacting. We have 8 1-mana removal spells. I mean, we're lucky we got our colors. We're lucky we got our turn 2 enchantresses. I mean, we are drawing Argothian Enchantress like at a rate that's much higher than expectation. The rate is like 100%, and the expectation is what, 60? Is it 60 or 40? Anyways, bust out your Hyper Geos. But yeah, if you want to be good at this deck, draw Argothian. All right, match 5. Azurite Prince. Our streak is alive. Streak is going to stay alive. All right, now we have a decision. I guess we're always first turning the Mirror's Guile. We have a fetch in our hand. Oh, but we can get a Grand Colosseum into play on turn 1. Let's see what our opponent does. Island. So what do we want to do? Double Seal of Cleansing. It's pretty good against Dreadnought. Totally acceptable against Tide. We have the fetch in our hand. We could get Wastelanded randomly. The Tide deck's running Wasteland. I don't know. I guess it's Wasteland or Quicksand. You want to get some value out of your mana base if you're playing a mono blue deck. Seal of Cleansing is like totally passable here. It's obviously superb if they're playing Dreadnought. They are playing Dreadnought. They're playing Dreadnought or Grotog. They're playing blue-white Dreadnought. Okay, I mean, if they have it, they have it. There's literally nothing we can do. Except for be on the play. I would love a Swords to Plowshares. Are they going to foil if I have Swords to Plowshares? The third Seal Cleansing. Third Seal Cleansing is not even helpful. I can't like cast the third Seal Cleansing. I guess if they Vision Charm from the second one. The problem is they could Meddling Mage naming Seal Cleansing if they have the days here. So I'm always going to shuffle this. So we're going to need to take the Seal Fire in case they Mage naming Seal Cleansing, but then we don't have like any engine afterwards, so we're going to lose the long game. I guess we're going to lose to a Meddling Mage if they have it. I'm always shuffling. Huh. Maybe I'm not shuffling. No, I'm shuffling, right? No. Oh, well, I won't have red mana, so taking the seal fire is dumb. Okay, so we're just going to take the presence. We're going to have like no green mana. I think we'll take the Seal of Fire, and then if the third card is a red source, then we'll be able to Seal of Fire, Seal of Cleansing against the potential Meddling Mage thing. I would like 3 fresh looks at Swords to Plowshares. I guess if I have a lot of white mana, that's like good. 3 fresh looks at Swords to Plowshares. Damn, I should have thought that through still, because then I do want the presence instead of Seal of Fire. I have multiple planes in this deck, right? Of course I do. Like, it's just 3. There's only 3. Okay, let's get it through. Just get it through, right? How much interaction does a Dreadnought deck have anyways? The nuts? Do they have the nuts? Okay, we have a lot of options. All of our Swords to Plowshares are outs. Obviously, we just have a clean out if they don't have the last counterspell, but they might just have foil. And then we can even beat a Meddling Mage if we have the red source. So we kind of gave ourselves the best thing to like get out of the situation with the expectation that we'd make it into the long game. Yeah. So now we just need red source Plowshares. I mean, they might have another days, in which case we'd be cooked. But I'm glad we didn't take the Seal of Cleansing. Okay, somehow we ended up making the perfect play, even though it feels like we got cooked. Battlefield Forge. Yeah, that was all as foretold. Okay, if they have the second days, they're a better Magic player than me. What can you say? Oh, they're pausing though, so they're making it seem like they have foiled days. In which case, look, that's like you just get nut drawed sometimes. Yeah. Okay. All right. I've seen enough. Okay. Firestorm actually relevant. Need multiple named ways to remove a meddling mage. Don't need this. Fog is good sometimes. Sylvan's kind of good. Interesting. Don't play the second replenish. Trim a Seal of Fire. Trim a Blessing. Trim a Sterling Grove. Trim Mirri's Guile. Okay, maybe don't need Firestorm though. Because worst comes to worst, we can blast a mage. We don't really want to discard 2 cards because we're not going to have a lot of cards all the time. We're not guaranteed to have cards. Man, that was kind of unfortunate. What a deck. Fire Exchange Dreadnought. Do I need Words of War? Can Hidden Gibbons just be my win con instead of Words of War? I honestly think that's like completely sound logic. I guess Words of War is a way to kill mage. Sometimes. It's 3 mana. Hidden Gibbons is my win con is like. The thing is they can never win if I get Enchantress going, right? But then I need the 3rd blessing. That's kind of the problem. I mean, maybe I don't, but who's to say? Is there a card I'm missing that's like bad that I think is good? Maybe the Seal of Fire is kind of bad. Like I don't need a ton of Seal of Fire. Kind of still want to play the Words of War. Maybe I play the Words of War over Solitary. You Have Shroud is a way to stop brain freeze. 2. So there's that. Wait. You know a good way to stop brain freeze? Yeah, of course. Okay. We got the nuts. I mean, we didn't get the super nuts because they could just still turn to us and then we'd have to draw into it. But I'd feel like some amount of confidence. We also have like the Serra Sanctum double monogreen thing going on, which is solid. They had to pause to read Hidden Gibbons. Days foil, being on the draw. Oh, these are a few of my least favorite things. Seal Cleansing. I'm going to wait till after I play Presence, I think. I need to get deeper into my deck. I can get this through a daze right now. Completely stuck. I guess I get it through a daze next turn. Yeah, I mean, let's just buy some insurance, right? Lets me get Enchantress's Presence through daze. A Knoll. All right. It begins. Although, that was a sick Knoll. I don't know if my 4/4 really matters in the face of this Annul anymore. Oh god, I hope they don't turn 2 combo me. Then I'm like literally just playing Mirri's Guile instead of Presence. Jesus Christ. Okay. It's not as gross as it could have been. Another Seal of Cleansing. Okay, maybe they're dead. Once they take the 3rd hit from the Gibbons, they can't race me with a Dreadnought. So we run Enchantress's Presence into Counterspell, but then that makes it so our Seal of Cleansing resolves. Oh, it's not an enchantment anymore. Abort. Oh, my opponent didn't realize the Gibbons is permanently a 4/4. I also failed to read that it was permanently a 4/4 TBH. It's okay though. I'm pretty well insulated here. My opponent also having the Adarkar Waste start is pretty good for me. Them taking a bunch of damage. Portent. I don't know why I'm not F6 through this turn. Do I want to do anything different? Firestorm. Firestorm for 12 targets. Seal of Fire, Words of War. Karmic Justice? No, they have a Knoll. So their main thing is a Knoll. This Hidden Gibbons is the reason that I'm going to win this matchup, though. I told Sam that I didn't think it would win, like it would win, but I was wrong. Gonna win this matchup because I have Hidden Gibbons. Another Hidden Gibbons. I mean, it certainly will mean that I win, but I should probably cast Argothian. No, I'm just gonna cast Presence. Or I kind of want to cast Hidden Gibbons and then cast Presence, though. I also want to draw Argothian, so maybe I just cast Presence. No, I cast Hidden Gibbons. You always cast the Gibbons first. My opponent will literally lose if they counter another spell, so they have to counter this spell. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play Argothian, then I'm going to play anything. Yep, they're like, oh, I can't beat that card. Then I'm just going to chill. I mean, they're at 4 actually, so that ended up being the thing. Dreadnought time, Meddling Mage time. Why did they do it like that? Is there any reason to do it like that? Okay. I mean, yeah, they should have used blue mana here, colorless mana here. Wait. Okay, so their thing is going to die. And then I get a cast Seal of Cleansing. I guess I'll shuffle away the Argothian because I don't... if I draw plowshares, I just win, so... I think most people know that I would have plowshares too, so there's no point in being coy. Argothian anyways. Actually, I should have drawn the Windswept Heath, because the mana means that I can play my Enchantress's Presence through Counterspell. Because I want to play around days. Anyways, let's kill them first. Or I guess, I mean, they can't attack. Well, it's still better to put Seal of Cleansing into play. Maybe I should have played Presence. Wait, no, this triggers off Presence, so... Like, they have outs. It's crazy. Because they go Stifle Attack. Well, they don't have Plowshares, so... If Stifle Attack Recombo would be the out. Meddling Mage is kind of annoying. I actually have to kill Meddling Mage more than I thought that I did, but it's really hard to fit more stuff in here. Maybe Sterling Grove just isn't it. I'm just like not going to play this card. Because they're playing a Null, which means that they're less likely to be playing Disenchant. I mean, Sterling Grove helps me find extra copies of Seal of Cleansing, but that's kind of the only thing. Still a little crazy to play 4 Seal of Fire, right, though? Because its only target is Meddling Mage, plus drawing a card. Yeah, Replenish doesn't seem good either. So the question is, do I want my I win button? It seems that the Hidden Gibbons plan kind of works. Words of War is really bad against Armageddon anyways. And it's 3 mana, which still is the worst. So play a couple Sterling Groves anyways. And then... Honestly, I don't love Sylvan Library. If you draw 2 cards, you actually just put yourself dead to 1 Dreadnought attack. It's much easier for them to do 1 Dreadnought attack than 2. You know, I am going to max on Seal of Fire, to be honest, because if they have a Meddling Mage in play, they can turn off a lot of my ways of interacting. And honestly, they can Meddling Mage my Enchantresses, which is annoying as well. Bottom line, I want Hidden Gibbons in my opening hand. So my opening hand needs to be like Gibbons plus removal or whatever plus removal. Having 8 removal spells is not a lot. I've got the Pyroblasts, obviously, which are good. Should I play Replenish instead of Sterling Grove? I mean, I guess I'm never going to die to Brain Freeze, right? So play Solitary. Instead of Solitary Confinement, just play Replenish. Because they can disenchant Solitary Confinement and they can annul it. But Replenish, they can, after them annulling stuff, Replenish can buy back a bunch of Seal Cleansings and be good. It's like after I exhaust all their counters. I think we'll try that. Oh, come on, man. Okay. They open on Island. I open on the best card I can open on. Besides Mirri's Gaea, I guess. Grand Coliseum. My first question is, what's going to be the bait? Is Seal of Cleansing going to be the bait, or is Argothian going to be the bait? What's nice about Seal of Cleansing being the bait is that it uses the white mana. And also, it makes like a Null slightly less efficient for a turn. On the other hand, it triggers Argothian. Oh, Hidden Gibbons makes everything interesting. I think I want to cast Hidden Gibbons, right? Pretty intricate stuff. So they have a counter spell. It's weird. I like want to cast Gargothian for them to bait out the counterspell so that I can run out Hidden Gibbons. But I also want to play an enchantment's turn. And playing around Daze doesn't hurt. Like they're on the play. They could have brought the Dazes back. I don't know how robust they are with their sideboarding, you know, if they're like a super solid sideboarding player. Yeah. Okay. Baited out the counterspell. I mean, I guess Argothian would have gotten countered, and then I played in Givens, and then, I don't know. Meddling Mage. What do they name? Seal Cleansing. Okay, so they're getting ready for it. I really want to Plowshares to be mana efficient, but Daze here is backbreaking. I almost feel like I have to do it. Well, I guess I can draw Seal of Fire. I also can wait and see. This reduces the pressure a little bit, having extra white mana. 4 cards in hand. If they have Dreadnought, they're not super likely to have Counterspell, but they are moving into Dreadnought Counterspell mana. They have the island up, though, so that means they could be repping a null. Am I going to lose? I have Plowshares Seal Cleansing. Guess what I can do is just Plowshares the Dreadnought, right? If they attack twice, they have to attack. Okay. They don't have it. Let's draw a innocuous enchantment. Gaea's Blessing. So if we go Plow and then cast Seal Cleansing, they counter Seal Cleansing, then I'm like shields down. They could also counter the Plow. 4 cards in hand. I mean, if I'm going to cantrip Gaea's Blessing, now's not a bad time to do it. Can't go down to 12. I'm going to go down to 15, then 13. So plowing is kind of good. They're sort of repping a null. Rithsgrove. Rithsgrove is a decent draw, I think. I would daze this if I was them. Damn. Please, nothing? I mean, the only thing that they can have that's would be like super crazy is lands. I mean, they could also Armageddon me, and then I'd be like kind of cooked. So I guess it's time to start playing around Armageddon a little bit. And for 2. Yeah, this is... Now we have to Plowshares the Mage. Enchantment. Seal of Fire. Just in time. Should we play it with Rithsgrove just because I want to play around Armageddon? Gush? Foil Hardcast. Draw a card. Replenish. That's excellent. So I'm going to go down to 13. Interesting. The Gush foil here is pretty strong, to be honest. Should I have played Seal Cleansing and on turn 2, got it counterspelled, and then had Hidden Gibbons instead? Maybe, yeah. Maybe I have to really be like, get Hidden Gibbons into play. The answer is to do anything in your power to put Hidden Gibbons onto the battlefield. Okay, do you got the foil or do you not? Nice. Okay. Down to lucky number 13 for Seal Cleansing. Nice, and then we get Mirri's Guile. Okay. We got there. Now we just got to find and resolve every copy of Hidden Gibbons. I guess we should have Words of War, right? Because we could get sort of milled. Like they could counter enough blessings. If they like really were sharp and were like knew exactly what was going on, they could realize that they could move to countering Gaea's Blessing. So they can only they have to counter Gaea's Blessing to replenish and Hidden Gibbons from this point on. Which, you know, would take... Should I play around Double Daze? I don't think so. Right now I'm playing around Armageddon, which is like... Well, I have 3 lands on top of my library, though. And it's tapped, right? So, be jamming Replenish soon. Should I jam Replenish or wait for them to try to get through my Seal of Cleansing? Guess I shouldn't play this colorless to tap land. It doesn't matter because I'm going to take damage anyways. I mean, I guess I can take 1 more damage and then chump block with my Enchantress to survive. I think I should wait on this Replenish, honestly. I'm not really in a hurry, and I want to get the Seal of Cleansing value out of it. They do seem to be committing a lot of lands out here. Serra Sanctum, Seal of Cleansing, Presence. Yeah, now the Replenish draws 2 presences, and it's like pretty good. And I can actually cast Replenish twice in 1 turn. Okay, that's solid. Interesting. Not sure what that does. I mean, it did make it so my Serra Sanctum adds less mana. I'm going to counter this too. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I should play a land. Did they gush on my turn picking up islands? I don't know. What happened to my hidden gibbons? Oh, I Gaia's blessinged it. Oops. Shouldn't do that. Pyroblast. Don't mind if I do. Make the maximum mana. Probably don't have to. Yeah. Just be a little conservative here. GG's. So yeah, it looks like they don't have Armageddon. I mean, this blue-white deck could also play Tide. Oh, I have to report my matches. Oops. All right. Got there. Nice. 5-0 locked for the playoff because they're doing single league playoffs now. So the league really is a real, like, you know, self-contained tournament. You play 6 rounds, make the top 16, then you play a single elimination with the same deck. So that means we're playing Sam Black Enchantress in a top 8 or top 16 elimination. Okie dokie. Final match. Get some playoff seeding action. Oof, borderline. No interaction. I guess Sterling Grove finds interactions sometimes. On the draw. Probably want an interaction on the play. Oh, we're playing the mirror. How good are we in the mirror? That's hard to say. We have so many shuffles here. We have the Sarah Sanctum. Oh, this is something else. Blue version? Yeah, blue version. Huh. Blue version's going to be pretty good, I think, because I mean, I don't really think I can interact with them that well. I just have Seal of Cleansings as my interactions. I have Seal of Fire for Cloud of Fairies. I have no idea. Definitely want to play our Gothian. I'm contemplating shuffling away the other presents and the Sterling Grove, and I think I do want to get rid of those cards because I'm really just looking for Seal of Cleansing. I mean, we are pretty good against Words of Wind. Huh. I pretty much just have to stop the next... I need to stop the next presence. There's nothing I can do to stop a Gothian. Sylvan's good. Seal of Fire doesn't do anything, but it also doesn't matter because I'm not going to have a shuffle this turn. Well, my opponent is down to 2 cards in hand, but now any land they draw can be trade routes. I think we just watch as we slowly die. Oh, they have nothing. They have all lands. They have all frantic. I mean, it doesn't matter. They can just trade routes to their heart content. And then if they pick up a Sarah Sanctum, obviously they just go crazy. Words of Wind. Activate. They want me to pick up my Mirri's Guile? How many cards can they make themselves draw? 3? Okay. Now we need the seal. We're going to be in kind of trouble if we don't find it. Curses. I think I look for it. Can they lock me out though? They just sort of need a Cloud of Fairies, which they have 3 seal removals, so they can always protect the Cloud of Fairies. Not looking good, but they still need to draw. They still need to draw stuff. Obviously, if they draw anything, especially Enchantress's Presence, I'm in trouble. I don't know if they have the loop. I can't really tell. I kind of can't tell what it looks like. Combo deck, I can't really interact with them. They're just going to make me pick everything up. That might be the case for each mana that they have. But they don't have a mana engine. So I will get to seal the Words of Wind. I can do it one more time. Well, they can do it a few more times. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it pretty crazy. That is an instant, but I don't know if Hidden Gibbons does anything. Words of War. Huh? So at least this forces them to have their next Replenish and their next Words of Wind. Maybe it's just better for me to kill the presence. They have 4 cards in hand. they're so likely to be able to find stuff. Just playing any enchantment just makes me pick up my whole board every turn. I think I have to just get rid of this and then hope they don't have anything that's good. Words of War. And Argothian. Foothills. Forest. Plains. They do have Replenish for just the Words of Wind. It did cost them quite a bit of mana though. And then obviously we could draw Replenish. Stuff is happening. I think in the edit this is probably going to have like a lot of a lot of gaps, but I can't really help you too much with that because it's just how things are going to be. Because I'm going to pick up two. This time I think I'm going to pick up Seal of Fire and Serra Sanctum because Serra Sanctum is no longer casting anything. I guess I can cast exactly Replenish. But my next turn, my plan is to go Seal of Fire, Mirri's Guile. They should be able to like have a land though. Yeah. Elephant Grass to draw a bunch of cards. Sure. There's one Replenish down. Oh, they do have Serra Sanctum. What are they going to do with it though? Only makes white mana. So now they have unlimited Words of Winds triggers. So I need to draw a Seal or Replenish. None of these are that. Okay, so I'm pretty dead. All right, had to pick up a package. Let's see. So we can still draw. Yeah, we can't draw anything. So we'll just move on. Okay. So Torrent's Crypt is fine. Gibbs is fine. I guess I could have made them show me their win, but that's fine. Gibbs is fine is actually just a one-mana guy. So that kind of helps things happen. And then Replenish is good. We don't need these plowshares. We're going to cut Words of War, question mark. I think Solitary is not good. I think Karmic Justice is fine, but at 3 mana, I'm not like a huge fan of casting it. Let's see. Oh, I could use Blessing. I could have used Blessing to destroy and then shuffle the words. It kind of doesn't help because it just puts it back in their deck for them to get. It's kind of interesting is that keeping Seal of Fire around is really okay just because I need something to do with my red mana. It's like my green mana is choked up, so Gibbons is like not really that good. Let's go ahead and forget about the Karmic Justice. Their Seal of Cleansings, I'm not really that worried about, TBH. And then yeah, I guess we just won't play Gibbons. I think this is just an impossible matchup. But hopefully their kill is actually Brain Freeze and then we'll get them. But it should just be like make me pick up all my permanents and then attack with Cloud of Fairies. Or like, it should be Words of War. Kind of want some hidden Gibbons. It's not like I have tons of red mana. Their only instant is Frantic Search though, so it's not like Gibbons is like really any good, but just being an enchantment is good enough. All right, let's get something done. I mean, this is hand. Seal of Fire. Not really gonna have mana to cast that. Gonna get the Seal of Cleansing into play because I have the Replenish in hand. I'm not gonna have like infinite time to just like hold back enchantments because the next 2 turns I'm gonna go Presence into Presence. Serra Sanctum, naked. Like the sound of that. Ooh, my Serra Sanctum. Slightly better. Maybe I'll have a Disruption draw. Yeah, they have Argothian. No answers to Argothian on my deck. Tormod's Crypt. What should we do? Should we avoid tapping the Serra Sanctum? No, because I'm not going to tap the Risk Grove, which is my multicolored source. Hidden Gibbons. Got him. Have fun playing Frantic Search now, my friend. Another Argothian? Fertile Ground? It's fine. We just are trying to find... We're just trying to find enough Seal of Cleansings to like Seal of Cleansing Replenish loop them. Another Fertile Ground. Sylvan. Yeah, I kind of have to Seal of Cleansing that. think that makes sense. Orgothian. Pretty happy to see that, I think. Should I seal the Sylvan Library? Stop them from drawing 2 cards. Being forced to use a really lame replenish would be bad here. And I think I have enough permanents that I can... I don't know. Felt like a necessary seal cleansing. It's really borderline, but... Because it's basically like countering a draw spell, in which case, like you would rather counter a... You would rather counter a different kind of spell. I think I should have played the Tormod's Crypt just in case they went crazy this turn somehow. But they still seems kind of low on resources. But obviously it's a great card to sometimes pick up to Words of Wind. But yeah, this kind of makes me feel like I'm forced to replenish just the Seal of Cleansing. But we'll see. I think I need a juicier one, TBH. And obviously I really need to draw an enchantment next turn. I have 4 Enchantresses in play, but they're not helping me if I don't draw enchantments. Trade Roots. Sarah Sanctum. Yikes. Huh. Oh, at least they lost the Fertile Ground. So now it only adds 2. What do they do? Get their own Seal Cleansing? I mean, not in the worst spot yet. Yeah, that's not good. That's my second Plains too. So I only have 1 left to fetch with this Windswept Heath. Wonder if I should diversify my mana off green. Just replenishing Seal Cleansing. I just don't think I'm going to win the game just by stopping this presence for a turn. Man, I have 7 cards in hand. I'm going to pass the turn with 4 Enchantresses in play. Maybe I should have never boarded in Tormod's Crypt. Maybe I shouldn't have played turn 1. No, I didn't play anything. Oh, I'll play turn 2 Seal Cleansing. Jesus. Really crazy, annoying place to be right now. I think we have to play this Tormod's Crypt, though. I don't think they can go crazy just yet. They're really choked on green mana. They only have 2 Enchantresses in play. They don't have an Exploration. There's a few things going for me. There's that green mana. Could my Hidden Gibbons potentially come to life? Man, this is tricky. I mean, this outcome is making me feel like I should have disenchanted the presence, but I don't know. Like, if I draw my next Seal Cleansing, I get a seal and then have 2 seals in play. 2 seals possibly for the next turn. I'm like in a good my permanent situation is pretty good for Words of Wind. Replenish Sylvan Library and Fertile Ground. Seems like bait. Yeah, you can have those, I think. I mean, obviously this is getting followed up with a Frantic Search, but it's not like I can do anything about it. And then just stopping them from having 2 extra mana, I don't think it's going to be relevant. 3 extra mana, I don't think it's going to be relevant. And I have a Gibbons. I think they have to pass the turn eventually. I think. Discarding Presence, Fertile Ground. All right, you got all the white mana in the world. Show me what you got. Argothian's pretty good, but it did use all their green mana. They do have red. Oh, Words of War. Is Words of War enough? Huh. Well, it means they can take out the Gibbs. Face. Okay, guess we needed Solitary Confinement. Another Frantic Search. Oof. I needed Pyroblast. Yeah, I mean, not drawing an enchantment last turn was the problem. Engineered Plague, naming Druid. Neither of us can have Argothians. I like it. All right, 7 more activations. They certainly have the mana. They kind of have the Enchantresses. Guess I needed to... I mean, I don't know. I don't know about Solitary. Exploration. Yeah, Exploration's pretty good. It lets them put out another land, keep the thing going. Now they only need 6 more activations. Words of Wind. Words of Wind should do it because... Well, they need to trigger another draw, but they can with Trade Routes. So Words of Wind just lets them pick it up and then... I'm cooked. So replenishing the Seal of Cleansing probably ended up mattering. Who knows? Living Wish. Cloud of Fairies? They just have the win. Oh, Cloud of Fairies makes it so they have enough mana. I see. Undiscovered Paradise. Don't know why that matters. Seal Cleansing. Are they somehow short with 8 cards in hand? I mean, even if it was all lands, they can like just trade roots me to death. Yeah, they should be able to loop for the next activations. But who knows? Maybe they're all dead. Woe is us. We only got 1 Seal Cleansing this game. And we had to Seal Cleansing. Hey, maybe we don't Seal Cleansing Sylvan Library. It's just more important to like stop them from doing stuff. All right. Losing the Enchantress Mirror is in the 5-0. This is actually the deck that Sam Black was playing before. It's really bad against Red Green Oath, but nobody's really playing Red Green Oath these days, so that's how you get it. All right, cool stuff. Okay, pretty solid result. Little 5-1 with Sam Black's Enchantress. Losing to Blue-Green Enchantress in the end. So that was a cool match. I mean, beating Goblins was kind of the highlight there, right? So we beat Goblins. Normally would have been a tough matchup, but just having Seal of Fire kind of changed everything. Seal of Fire is like a uniquely great card against Goblins because you can just invest your mana into it. So you don't have to hold up the mana. So with the Seal of Fire in play, you're never scared of Goblin War Chief entering the battlefield and like causing some crazy sequence. You know, you can stop Siege King Commander. You can stop, you know, Goblin Lackey, obviously, stuff like that. But yeah, just being able to do the upfront investment. I love it in Burn against Goblins, and it really proved its worth against Goblins in Enchantress. Also against Elves, a little bit of Seal of Fire action goes a long way, and just kind of like disrupting until we could get our stuff set up. Firestorm, obviously, doing the Lord's work in sideboard games. I wonder if we need like a second one, although they are kind of like awkward. You do have to have extra cards in hands, which if you haven't established your Enchantresses, then it's less likely to happen. What else did we play against? That was interesting. I mean, we played against Blue-White Control. They kind of just didn't have a good draw in the last game. So who knows how that would have turned out. I don't really know the intricacies of that matchup. I do know that, you know, traditional green-white Enchantress tends to like their land still matchup, I think. I'm not really sure. Hidden Gibbons really putting in massive work. I think one thing that I didn't really fully understand about this deck when Sam was sort of explaining it to me and why Hidden Gibbons would be good, what it really was that, like, I was just like, well, you know, you're kind of a deck that just wins once you start drawing a bunch of cards. So like, what is Hidden Gibbons going to do? But stealing the initiative from your opponent, who's just like playing this blue deck that wants to sit back, that has a lot of agency over stopping you from really closing out the game, or sort of running the engine effectively, is really great. So, you know, and obviously them boarding out the removal helps, but yeah, you know, it really did the trick against Dreadnought, and it did the trick against Blue-White Landstill too, I think. So, yeah, props to Hidden Gibbons. I guess I'm a believer now. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what, you know, instant speed playing opponents would want to do, because like the best answer to this card would be like maybe Powder Keg, but Powder Keg doesn't hit anything else in this deck besides Argothian. So, and you would want to have it for Argothian, so it catches splash damage from it, but it's not like Powder Keg is specifically good against Hidden Gibbons unless you put 2 in play for some reason. But yeah, we also boarded in all of our sideboard cards over the course of the 6 matches, and we played tough ones. We played Elves, we played Goblins, we played against Blue-White Dreadnought. So yeah, honestly, like a really good sampling of matches. And initially I kind of thought I was getting lucky with my draws, but and we did have to fight hard. We did have to fight some 3-game sets, but you know, pretty impressive stuff. So yeah, give the primer a shot, and yeah, I think more people should be playing this deck. I mean, not a lot of people play Enchantress. Enchantress does have some scary matchups, but it is possible that just a few tweaks might have changed those. We didn't really run into like matchups that were super bad news, like Red Green Oath deck, which we're allegedly not scared of, or you know, like any Tide decks, which are obviously like the format bogeyman right now. But still, great result, and definitely impressed with the list and a lot of the tuning. I think maybe the Karmic Justice is like the only thing I'm like not fully sure of. And, you know, it is kind of funny. I am thinking like cutting the Words of War would just be like almost totally reasonable, just because the Replenish Seal of Fire, bless my replenish back, you know, probably does the trick. But yeah, like I said, it's nice to make your opponent concede from time to time. But yeah, Sand Black Replenish. I wonder what we can do better about these awkward lands, I suppose. Should we be running... I mean, we want it to be mostly painless, so yeah. Maybe I could see like one Karplusan Forest, maybe one... Nah, it's tough to say. You do really want your lands to do no damage. Maybe you do Exploration. Nah, but then you'd have to fit in Exploration to play Undiscovered Paradise. Yeah. Maybe Risk Grove really just where it's at. I mean, Sam's thought through this deck pretty thoroughly. He's been playing it for a long time, and I think it really showed. So kudos to him. And yeah, I mean, that's Sand Black Enchantress. If you have a brew you are interested in me playing, I would be interested. You can drop into my DMs on Discord or Facebook. Spike Colony Premodern Facebook. Maybe I can take a look. Maybe it inspires something. Because, yeah, I kind of had stuff that I liked that was cooking, but just, you know, wasn't all the way cooked. So had to go with something that's more fully formed, like this Enchantress deck. But yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links out in the description, and see you next video.